was 90% of your emotional state as a teenager?
So that's a really good question. Oh man.
Say it.
Dude, I was not prepared for this question. So I think
the thing is, we're so far removed from that we could talk about even if we were not good, you know.
In this way, I have changed a lot.
Yeah.
Because my emotional state as a teenager, I feel like was very dissatisfied.
Yeah.
Very
angry.
I think I had a lot of ambition with no ability to manifest my ambitions.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a really hard place to be when I'm like
stifled
totally. And so I listened to a lot of music that helped me to kind of let out,
like Linkin Park stuff.
That's I liked Linkin Park
angry
a lot.
Music.
Well, it just made me feel like validated in my feelings, like I'm not the only person who's feeling this way.
Yeah.
And it kind of was a release for that emotional buildup because I had no other way to express myself.
Yeah.
Without hurting people or hurting myself. And so I would just listen to that music. Sometimes I would turn it all the way up and my mom would be like, that music's really loud. I can hear it. And I'd have my headphones on.
You're like, what? Can't hear him.
And she'd be like, that music's really loud. It's going to damage your earring, your hearing. And I was just like, so what if it damages my hearing?
Oh.
I don't even care. And I would just listen to it and I would kind of escape in my mind to this other place.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why I'd also go in my room and read books. Like we talked about in the last podcast. It was like a way for me just to escape my life. Because
you had a good life.
I mean, yeah, I did.
But you were just not satisfied.
I think it's hard to really know.
Yeah.
I think being a teenager is just hard in general.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're dealing with all the emotions and there's like, you know, puberty and like teenager, like girlfriends and buddies and like, you know, mom's always making you do stuff and dad's always making you do stuff and brothers and sisters don't respect you. And this, like, there's just so many reasons as a teenager to be so grumpy all the time.
Yeah.
And I know I definitely was a lot. And that's not to say I didn't have good days, because I totally had good days. Like I had good times all the time.
Yeah.
But like I'd go on a week-long scout camp trip and I would have the time of my life. And I would come home, be made to do my chores, and I would just break down and wish I was back on that camp out.
Yeah.
Where I could have fun and just be myself and be free. And
I remember having the same things as a teenager. Not like super angry, but just like, well, actually no, there were times where I was super angry about it, where I just like, I had gone to girls camp and it was freedom, and then I'd come home and I'd be like, in some ways I would be mad because, or like a sleepover, that was like the perfect situation where I got to stay up late and do whatever I wanted or not go to bed at all. And then I'd come home and go to sleep for the day. And my mom would wake me up and be like, you can't, no, you went on a sleepover. You have to wake up and you have to do your jobs. And I was like, but I didn't sleep at all last night. She's like, I don't care. You have to do this. And I'm like, I hate my life. Even though it was like, I really didn't hate my life. I just didn't want to have to wake up.
Right.
I would feel the same way if I did that now.